So joining us on IBL and Unscripted is Mr. Jeremie Veilleux of the Brantford Red Sox. And it's great to get Jeremy on the hot seat a little bit tonight to have some fun and talk some baseball as far as everything else goes, and maybe share a little bit of your history. Of course, I know you played for the McMaster Marauders, and I think I called your name so many times, and very wrongly at some points too. It's just like, okay, and everything else. And then of course, I think 2018 you were the OUA MVP, if I'm not, or not MVP, Rookie of the Year, if I'm not mistaken.
Rookie of the year, yeah.
Yeah, and then McMaster and everything else went on those good runs, and you guys got into you got going as far as everything else goes. But the AOA is always a very tough league to get through, and then of course, then you signed with the Hamilton Cardinals. I guess was it your last year or the second last year you were playing McMass?
It was going into my senior year at McMaster, so right before our last run
Your last run, yes.
as a group.
Yeah, and then of course, yeah, and of course you moved over to Brantford after I guess ownership changed in Hamilton and everything else, and then now you found a home in Brantford, and a lot of changes this year as far as the offseason goes for the Red Sox. And what from a player's end are you guys seeing as far as, are you hearing excitement? I know Jeff's been, I've got Jeff coming on the show at some point later this week too, so it's just going to be fun as far as that stuff goes too. So what are you guys feeling? What are you hearing? What have you been told?
Uh, Obviously, there's a lot of optimism with a new ownership group. It means a new era, and with a new era, new beginnings, and beginnings are a great thing. Yeah, the guys have been talking. They're excited to see where ownership goes. One move that I'm personally a fan of from like a fan perspective is the free home games.
Yep.
That's just something to like. Obviously, since we haven't been the best team in the league in the past few years, attendances have dwindled. So I think just having that, and then also putting a good product on the field, which is what we're trying to do, and which I believe what we're going to do. Um, I think it's going to revitalize the identity of the Red Sox for sure.
That's awesome. So as far as, you're turning 25 this year. How does that feel to be like one of the elder statesmen on a Brantford Red Sox team now? Like, how do you go from that? Like, it's just, I'm sitting there going, I'm turning 50 literally tomorrow, but it's just like, I'm sitting there going, he's only 25. I'm like, he's now one of the elder statesmen on this team.
Yeah, it's definitely a weird feeling because all my life on most teams that I've been on since I'm a December child,
Yep.
I was always the youngest kid in my school year. My baseball teams every year I was always the youngest kid. So it's I guess I've not really thought of it that much. I think most of the guys would agree with me. What I think is what I try to do is just treat everybody like family, right?
Mm-hmm.
Make everybody feel welcome.
Yep.
Because at the end of the day, if in the locker room everything's not, if the things are not great in the locker room, you're not going to perform on the field, right? So uh, just it's all about good vibes at the end of the day.
Yeah. You guys were definitely turning the corner last year. You could see it with under Kenny's guidance and leadership and everything else. It's just like, it just seemed like you're just one pitcher away. Sometimes, some nights, I don't know, it was just, hey, it's a bad break in the eighth inning. You have a lead and everything else, and then something just somehow uncannily went the wrong way for you guys. And so many late situations. I remember doing the broadcast of the Brantford Welling game. You were up a few numbers there, and it's just unfortunate that one just slipped out of your hands too.
Yeah. It's, at the end of the day, baseball is an extremely hard game. A couple bounces can determine how a game goes. But I think our guys, we kept belief that we were a good team throughout the entire season. Um, we we were, in my opinion, I still think that we had a lot of talent in that room, and
Yep.
like I think obviously we all think that we could have done more.
Mm-hmm.
We had a lot of expectations going into the season, but didn't turn out that way. But I think uh, we uh, we still kept the fight all the way through to the end. You'll see in our game before we got eliminated from playoff contention last year against Toronto. That one was, there's a lot of
Close.
passion going into that game,
Yep.
and that room that we had was a room that even though we were not winning a lot of games, and bounces were not going our way, and sometimes calls weren't going our way, we still fought to the very bitter end. And there's nothing you can really complain about that.
No, exactly. So you're coaching a guy like Jeremiah Sucre on a regular basis. What are some of the conversations you guys would have on the field when things are going well, things are not going well from him? How would you get him back on focus?
Um, well, with Jeremiah, it's with Sugar, again, it's a lot about positivity. He's a guy that thrives off positivity.
Yep.
And we just trying to if he's off, what I try to do is just trying to get him back focused, get him back centered. At the end of the day, it's if you're not mentally right, if your focus is off, you're not going to be able to perform. So it's just about bringing it back to the basics. Sometimes I'll point out something that I'll see that's different. Like he could tell you that in the off season we were working on the release of his changeup, see if like a little tweak here and there could help him. But it's all about just going based off your previous experiences, working with the guys that you have. So everybody's little bit different too,
Yep.
right?
So as a catcher,
some guys thrive off being challenged and being if you're a bit more aggressive in your approach with them. But it's all about knowing who is on your staff, really.
yeah. So as a catcher, do you have a notebook? Do you have a notepad? Is there just mental notes you got going on these different hitters and going, okay, this guy hit this one pretty well last time, so let's keep away from him? Or how do you attack like a guy like a Jonathan Salazzo in the box, for instance? Not giving away too much.
Salazzo hits a lot of different pitches.
Yeah.
At the end of what I try to do is I early in the games I like to challenge guys because hitting, although you could be a great hitter, most guys aren't hitting above 300, which is only a 30% clip.
Yep.
Right. So early in games, I tend to challenge guys. See, like, hey, do you have it today? And it also depends on who the pitcher is. But like if I have a guy that's a power arm with that plays really well off his splitter, maybe I'll go more splitter fastball heavy. If I have a guy that throws a 12-6 or in the slider, like a different kind of breaking pitch that although it comes out similar, it breaks differently. It'll be based off of that. But I wouldn't say like when I approach a hitter, it's obviously it's based off the hitter, what I know of the guy, but also it's very dependent on who we have on the mound. Because hitting is not just it's what some people would say it'd be like a dance where it's like you have to play off what the pitcher gives you, but at the same time, if you're calling that, you have to play off what the hitter gives you.
Yeah, so we're kind of like they got a tell or something. Is there some certain guys in this league that you kind of know their tell? Okay, he's on, and really you can tell right away he's on or not. Or there's a guys okay.
He might not like that I say this, but Josh Garton, like me and him, like we played in Hamilton, and
yeah,
I love Garton. He's one of the best guys around. So like whenever he's up to the plate, I kind of chirp him a little bit, just while he's there.
Yeah,
try and get into his head a little bit because he's a talkative guy, right? Like he likes talking. So, and I do know that I tend to talk a little bit too much, and it pisses off some people, but it just comes with what it is.
It's part of the game.
Yeah, I mean, it's like the thing is, right? Like I know when I'm at bat, I don't talk as much as well, and if like someone talks while I'm hitting, it's kind of like golf. You don't talk during the backswing.
You know exactly.
Right? It's a similar type of thing. Yeah. So some guys are going to be a bit more on. Well, they're not gonna outright tell you, but it gets back to you.
No, exactly. So. It's like the guy was talking with my bat or something. How dare you? Whatever. It's just like, come on, he's throwing me off my game as after this pitcher going on him.
Yeah, it's more of a thing where it's just like let me focus on hitting. Yeah. Right, because hitting is so hard. Right, which is fair. But like everybody will chat a little bit before they get in the box. But once they're in the box, it's time to let them work, but also let me work as well to try and get them out.
Exactly. So we got to talk about the Grand Slam last year. I missed it. It was in Chatham, but I got the clips of it and everything else. But was that the first one for you? Your first Grand Slam?
It wasn't a Grand Slam. It was a 3-run home run. Okay. what I will say though, it was a pretty fun home run because in Chatham, the fans are like really on top of you.
Yeah.
And we had some fans that were coming, giving us a bit of lip at the game. And like while I was on deck, they were giving me uh, a they're giving it to me my fair share. So as soon as I got up and I hit that home run, it's you kind of come back to the dugout. I didn't like call them out specifically, but like I was like hyping up our team and
Yeah.
that game as well. Like we really showed out that game. We played really
Yeah.
well, so it compounded. But although it wasn't a grand slam, it was still a pretty fun and memorable home run.
Awesome. Awesome. So as you go into this year, is there any personal goals as far as what you have as far as number wise or anything else? Do you have anything you've been working on in the off season that you thought as I don't know.
In terms of goals, like what I really wanted to do last year was to go to the All-Star game. Like
Yep.
that, I thought that was like a super cool event that like if I got the honor to get picked
Yep.
for that would have been awesome. So I didn't play well enough last year to warrant that invite.
Mhm.
I had way too many strikeouts. I think
Yeah.
I was pretty high up on the list in strikeouts, which for me is like a a first, really. I've never been really a guy that strikes out a lot, but
Did you find yourself
um,
chasing a lot of pitches and guys kind of just
yeah, no,
okay?
I wasn't getting out. I didn't have my usual approach. I was getting out of my approach, and it's just I think my big fix for me is really to change how I'm approaching my at bats. Um, I think last year I got too because the year before I had a lot of success, and that success tended to be to the left side of the field. I
Yep.
was starting to focus to think, nah, you can't just be a pull donkey. You've never been a guy that just pulls the ball. You got to be able to hit the ball the other way. So in my head, I
Trying to
was
push
trying
it.
to think more of like trying to push the ball, and I think I got out of I got out of
Your comfort
what made
zone.
me comfortable.
Yep.
And honestly, it's at the end of the day, if you're not thinking about attacking the ball, if you're thinking about placing the ball, it's kind of like throwing, right? Some guys you can't just place the ball. I have to attack the ball when I hit, and I think that's going to be the biggest change for me this year. That I'm going to attack the ball more.
Which pitchers in the league have your number? Is there any guys you just you see them on the lineup card going, oh crap, I'm going to go for 3 tonight?
uh, yeah, that's a question I haven't really thought of. Uh, is it Ryan Cush on Guelph?
It's Jacob
It's
Kush now.
Jacob Cush. Yeah,
Yeah.
Jacob Cush. He's a guy that I struggled that the few times that we faced him last year I struggled against. He's a guy that I definitely want to do better against next year. Um, I haven't faced him much. I don't know. I don't think I faced him, but I want to face Davey this year.
Yeah.
Uh, I like that challenge.
What will Fernando
Like I
Rodney
may
coming
not
this year?
succeed, but yeah, yeah, no, that'll be really cool. Ideally, he won't be pulling that arrow celebration on us. We're gonna if he does come into the game, we're looking to come back and win that game. It's not just because Fernando's coming in doesn't mean that
Oh, we got some
it's a
bulletin
done
board
deal.
material tonight.
We're
All
looking to
right.
fight.
We got some
Yeah, we're
bulletin
looking to
board material.
fight.
Awesome. That's awesome.
I don't think I think anybody in the league would say the same thing.
Oh,
Like
I know.
if you come into the bottom of the ninth, then you've got your start closer, and you see him walking out, and you go in there, go all dejected. You're not going to win. You
Yeah.
have to go in there with the belief that you're going to hit that guy, and it's like that with any pitcher. You see the pitcher, you're going to think, I'm going to hit that guy. Because if you don't think you're going to hit him, you're not going to hit him.
Yep.
They're too good at this level to think that to not have supreme confidence in yourself. And if you don't have supreme confidence in yourself, you're not gonna hit well at this level.
Well, exactly. I think it just alludes perfectly to the sign behind me here that says "Believe." And of course, with Terry Smith now owning the team, it just seems to be very apropos as far as everything else goes. To that, you guys are going to have a newfound belief in yourselves and everything else. What are you hearing as far as manager options and everything else? We haven't heard anything yet. So, has we haven't heard any names
Uh
or anything? Or
uh I saw something on like a local Brantford newspaper, but I'm pretty sure it's an
yeah,
April Fool's
I
joke.
saw that. Yeah, I saw that this
The
morning too, and I
the
was
thing
just
of
like,
Don Mattingly, but I haven't I don't know when it comes to the manager. I'll let Jeff answer that question. For me, it's more of like let's just get it going. I
Yeah.
want to
Hmm.
like obviously given that there was a sale going on in the off season, like a lot of guys were wondering what was going on. But right
Yep.
now we know that it's the season to go and that the guys have been working. The guys have been working still like as it was a regular off season. So it's
Yep.
not like the players have been slacking. We're still trying to play.
That's
So
good.
no, we're just from my point of view, I'm just ready to go.
So you've been doing the cage stuff and everything else, doing some running.
Yeah, going in the cage, doing my workouts. Right. This is a Gen Z answer right here. Now that MLB The Show just came out,
Yep.
working on my working on the plate vision using the zone tracker. But
Nice. Nice. I like
yeah,
it. We're gonna have to play some night.
no, my dad back in the day would always say like, oh, sometimes I think your hitting's really well when you're playing more MLB The Show. So I'll uh I'll I'll take that.
Well, yeah, I'll
That's my
definitely have to.
excuse.
I'll definitely have to add you on the list here because I play a fair bit of that. Apparently, I'm already at the 100-hour mark. Apparently, so I'm just like, okay, yeah, I've been playing a fair bit of
I
it.
don't think I'm at 100 hours yet, but I'm definitely getting up there. I bought it late, so I got a lot of catching up to do.
Oh, it was the first year I had to actually buy it, so it's like, okay, I'm buying it on PlayStation and just getting used to controls and everything else. I have to be an Xbox for the last few years, and of course I have the Switch version. So when we're on the road doing road games and everything else, I can at least get a game or two in the while when somebody else is driving.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
So what else outside of MLB The Show? What do you like to do for fun in the off season? What do you like to do? You like movies, TV shows? What are you into as far as this stuff goes?
Um, I tend to watch quite a bit of anime. Like the shirt I'm wearing right now
Yep.
is Zoro from One Piece.
Yep.
Um, I just like fantasy stuff. So like Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, those kinds of stories. I just bought a book from an author called Brian Sanderson. I think I can't remember the name exactly, but I just bought it. It's Rise of Kingdom, not Rise of Kingdom. That's an app. Um, but it's something. It's a fantasy novel. I can't remember the name right now. But yeah, I tend to do quite a bit of reading in the off season. So uh, I also grabbed my dad's guitar and I've been trying to learn that, but they're they're metal strings, so
Oh,
my
geez.
baby soft hands don't like it right now. So
Don't wreck your hands, please. Those are catching hands.
well, it's on my left hand, right? So it's
Yeah.
the catching hand. I got padding when I play on my catching hand.
Okay, so you're okay then. All right, that's awesome.
Exactly.
Well, that's a perfect spot for us to wrap up. And anytime you're down for the show, I'm definitely down. And I'd love to get a league-wide tournament going just to have some guys and have some fun with us. But we'll definitely have to work it into the schedule sometime as well. But thank you so much for taking the time tonight, Jeremy. I appreciate it. And, I think we're going to looking forward to a great season.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I know everybody that's on the team that I've spoken to so far. They're super excited. Um, Brantford's an amazing community. Like my last 2 years there, just speaking to the people that work the grounds, our volunteers, such as Crystal, the Ramey family, and everybody
Yep.
else. Like everybody there are such great people that like we're just right now it's like we want to play our best to like bring back that the community back to the stadium at Arnold Anderson.
That is
So
awesome. And I wish you guys all the best this year.